It's the All-Star Game here on MLB The Show 20. And here on the Sideline crowd in our simulated season, Skylar Timmons joining you here as it'll be the All-Stars of the American League taking on the All-Stars of the National League here at Dodger Stadium, the site of the 2020 MLB All-Star Game. We've got Steven Strasburg taking on Garrett Cole here in this matchup of the Stars. Should be a pretty good matchup, pretty good lineups for both of these teams. As we get a look here at these starting lineups, I see a lot of notables there for the American League and the National League. The Rockies themselves sending in four guys, Nolan Arenado and Charlie Blackmon getting the starts, and looks like they might have messed with the lineup a little bit heading into this. We'll see how it goes here at Dodger Stadium as our stars are getting introduced. Last night we had the Home Run Derby. J.D. Martinez winning that for the American League, going up against Yordan Alvarez. See the likes of Yelich, Bellinger, Blackmon in there, Justin Turner, Ronald Acuna Jr. As we get ready for this substitute for the All-Star Game this year, we didn't have one due to the current global pandemic. The Dodger Stadium All-Star Game pushed to 2022, as next year it'll be in Atlanta, hosted by the Braves. So the National League team will take to the field as we will run down the lineups for you again. But here's the starter comparison. Garrett Cole taking on Steven Strasburg. Both pitchers signed notable free agent contracts during this offseason. Steven Strasburg, for this season in 19 starts, he's 9-6, but he's got that 2.46 ERA. He's given up 103 hits, 155 strikeouts to only 35 walks. He's got that .99 whip, about 100 some odd innings of work. So he'll have a nice matchup going up against him. Here's how the National League will line up defensively. Left to right in the outfield, we got Charlie Blackmon, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Cody Bellinger. Then in the infield, you have Arenado filling in at third. Justin Turner sliding over to short because Gene Segura won the fan vote, but not able to start. And then Ozzie Albies at second, Joey Votto at first, JT Realmuto behind the plate. Jose Altuve will lead things off for the American League. The second baseman's hitting .306 with 18 homers, 61 RBIs on the year. That .384 on-base percentage for the Houston Astros. Once again, Jose Altuve enjoying another successful year in Houston. First pitch from Strasburg, and swinging as Altuve sends this one down the line, but that's going to drift foul as we get underway here at Dodger Stadium. Well, Strasburg, the World Series MVP for the 2019 Washington Nationals, has really solidified himself as probably one of the more consistent starters in the league ever since he debuted. Seems like ages ago. Signing that 7-year deal for the Washington Nationals at the winter meetings. He was then toppled by his opposing pitcher today, Garrett Cole. Signed that huge deal with the Yankees. 1-1 to Altuve. Catches the outside corner. That beautiful curveball from Steven Strasburg. Beautiful day here in Los Angeles. 70 degrees, clear skies. Good day for baseball. Strasburg comes in. Here's the 1-2. And Altuve gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Well, still a lot of controversy, though, kind of around Altuve and any of the Astros. I'm sure many people aren't too happy about any of them being here, but it is a simulated season, so those biases aren't here right now. Here's the 2-2 to Altuve. Gets under this one, lifts it out to right field. Bellinger ranging over. He'll make the catch. And there's out number 1. So we'll get a look here at the starting lineup for the American League. Altuve leads things off, then shortstop Marcus Semien. Third baseman Anthony Rendon, followed by his teammate Mike Trout. Yordan Alvarez in left, batting 5th. JD Martinez, the DH. Matt Olson at first, batting 7th. Franmil Reyes in right field, batting 8th. And Yasmani Grandal doing the catching today for Gerrit Cole. Marcus Semien lead things off now. The Oakland A's shortstop. Pitch misses high, ball 1. Semien hitting .312 on the year, 22 homers, 64 RBIs, that .392 on base percentage. He's really turned himself around ever since he's been with the Oakland A's. Been a very good shortstop for them. Can hold his own defensively, and then offensively he's also turned things up. 2-0 the count now on Semien. And that curveball misses down and away. 3-0. Anthony Rendon, the former National, waits on deck. Now the Angels' third baseman, which a move has paid off so far this season for him. Here's a 3-0 to Semien. And that fastball misses outside, ball 1. So Strasburg issues the 1-out walk to Semien. He'll have to face his former third baseman, Anthony Rendon.
The third baseman, Anthony Rendon.
Anthony Rendon enjoying a good year. .296 average, 23 homers, 81 RBIs for the third baseman. Runner takes off for second. The throw down from Realmuto, and they got him. You don't run on JT Realmuto, as Semien takes off on the first pitch from Strasburg, and Realmuto easily cuts him down. Albies applying the tag. So 2 outs now. Nobody on base. 1-0 the count. That pitch did miss low. Nice transfer there from JT Realmuto. And you just see him from his knees. Pitch misses inside, but right from his knees, he's able to just fire a laser beam down. 1-1 the count now on Rendon. Called strike in the outside corner. It's 1-2, 94 miles an hour on that fastball. Strasburg he's got great stamina. Has a slow bouncer to short. Turner throws on to first, and that will retire the side. So Strasburg issues the walk, but nothing doing. We head to the bottom of the first. National League All-Stars coming up. Acuna Jr., Votto, and Yelich. Well, Gerrit Cole, the New York Yankee, in 18 starts this year, he's 9-4, that .323 ERA, 128 innings of work. He's got 171 strikeouts, 31 walks, 111 whip, 112 hits allowed. He has just been a force for the Yankees, punching guys out. Here's how the All-Stars American League will line up defensively. Yordan Alvarez, Mike Trout, Franmil Reyes. Then in the infield, Anthony Rendon, Marcus Semien, Jose Altuve, Matt Olson, and Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. Gerrit Cole faced Ronald Acuna Jr., the Braves All-Star. He's got that .313 average. 15 stolen bases for him this season. He's also coming in with 32 home runs and roughly 90-some-odd RBIs. Acuna Jr. has just had an amazing first half of the season. Here's the 1-0 to him. Misses down and away. He's got that 94 RBIs, a .392 on base, .664 slugging, and he's got the 15 stolen bases. So pretty safe to say he's going to be part of the 2020 club this year. Could be even more the 30-30 club. gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. 2-1. But just what a revelation he has been for the Braves in the short time he's been with them. Fights off another pitch, 2-2. Back to what I was saying about Garrett Cole, the Cole train. As he gets him to swing through that breaking ball, so Acuna Jr. is retired. I'll bring up the Cincinnati Reds first baseman Joey Votto. I was saying about Garrett Cole, just known for that raw power. Very strong power pitcher in the game. Punching guys out, just pounds the zone with heavy pitches. Saw there a good bite to that breaking ball. There's a reason why he has that 170 plus strikeouts. Joey Votto joined a good year, 324 average, 21 homers, 64 RBIs. Not as many RBIs as he's used to in the past, but still a fantastic year for the first baseman. With a team that has really improved its lineup as a whole, but he gets under this one, sends it out to right field. Over is Reyes, who makes the catch. And there's two-way here for the National League. We get a look here at the rest of their starting lineup. So we had Acuna Jr. and Votto, Christian Yelich, the DH, followed by Cody Bellinger in right, Charlie Blackmon batting fifth, followed by his teammate Nolan Arenado at third, Justin Turner bats seventh, followed by JT Realmuto behind the dish, and batting ninth, Ozzie Albies at second base. Christian Yelich, 331 average, won the voting, the top right field vote getter. Decided to put him into the Davey Martinez. Decided to put him in as the DH. Put him in as the DH. And it's 2-0 now on Christian Yelich. Yelich does have more RBIs and home runs than Charlie Blackmon does, but Blackmon has the highest average out of anybody in the league, hitting close to 400 here at the halfway point. 3-0 to Yelich, taking all the way for strike one. Yelich has just really turned himself into one of those very consistent hitters and very deserving of these All-Star Game appearances. As he swings to that one, full count now on the Brewers right fielder. Yeah, pitch misses low, ball four. So Cole issues the 2-out walk to Yelich. And I'll bring up the Dodgers right fielder, Cody Bellinger. Bellinger with that 342 average, 20 homers, 73 RBIs. Dodgers fans excited to see a couple of their hometown boys here in the All-Star Game. Justin Turner, the Dodgers rep in the Home Run Derby, getting edged out by Josh Donaldson in the first round. Big swing and a miss there by Bellinger, and Cole's got himself a 1-1 count as he throws on to first. Yelich is back easily. Runner takes out for second, but swinging is Bellinger at the fastball up at the letters, fouls it back, so runs the count to 1-2. Yelich back at first. Bounce in the dirt, nothing doing here. 2-2 the count. Tried to get him to chase that curveball. Garrett Cole really has that great bite to his stuff. As you see it there, gets Bellinger to chase below the knees. That'll retire the side. Well, Garrett Cole issues the walk, but we're scoreless through one. Trout will lead things off here in the top of the second for the American League. Trout hitting 303, 16 homers, 49 RBIs. In terms of Mike Trout, that's sort of a down year. Still always having a great season. His popularity and just his consistency. An average year for Mike Trout is a spectacular year for most anybody else. Rock gets that one foul. 0-1. Strasburg still out there. So here's the 0-1. Pitch misses inside. 1-1. Mike Trout just always in the mix for the MVP talks. Most likely is going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. Just the sheer numbers that he puts up every single year. The consistency, the play, the humility in him. It's just amazing. Pitch misses low, 3-1 to the Angels center fielder. Signed that huge extension with the Angels, that 13-year extension. Until Patrick Mahomes' recent contract, as Trout takes ball 4. Martinez not too happy about that call, even though it doesn't really matter here in the All-Star game. Strasburg's second walk issued. So face Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez hitting .319, 29 homers, 89 RBIs for the Astros slugger. Having a good year. So ball 1, runner on first. And Alvarez exploded onto the scene in 2019. As a rookie with the Astros, won Rookie of the Year, I believe. Made it to the finals in our simulated home run derby up against JD Martinez. Fortunately, Yordan Alvarez failed to get the bonus time in the final round. And then JD Martinez tied him at the buzzer beater in regulation, and then with the 30-second bonus time, first pitch he saw, hit the home run to win it. But he put on a fantastic show in that home run derby. 3-0 the count now on Alvarez. Trout stays put at first. And ball 4, so back-to-back walks issued from Strasburg. Having a little bit of trouble finding the zone here, but very patient American League here. Now face the DH JD Martinez from the Red Sox, hitting .318, 30 homers, 77 RBIs. That .383 on base percentage. Called strike there. 0-1. In his career against Martinez, Strasburg's 2 for 8, does have a home run. Here's the 0-1. Big swing and a miss there. 0-2. 2 men on, nobody out. Bit of a fun fact here. As Strasburg gets him to swing through that breaking ball. So 1 away, that'll bring up the first baseman for the A's, Matt Olson. Olson hitting .289, 22 homers, 78 RBIs on the years. Strasburg gets ahead 0-1 with that fastball at the knees. The 0-1 to Olson misses low. In all the times that they've played the All-Star game, the American League has a 45-43 lead over the National League in victories. But it's fairly close. It's amazing how evenly split the records are for both teams, for both leagues. There have been 2 games that were tied, so technically they could be all tied up, with the National League winning 2 of those. As he gets him swinging with that one. And so now there's 2 away. Back-to-back punch-outs for Steven Strasburg. Looking to get out of this unscathed. Men on first and second. both via the walk, and he'll face Fernando Reyes. His first pitch to Reyes. Misses outside, ball 1. Reyes hitting .301, 30 homers, 88 RBIs. .1-0 the count. Strasburg comes set, checks Trout at second. The delivery misses outside, 2-0. If you're unfamiliar with the selection process of the All-Star Game, so the managers are managers of the teams that were in the World Series. So this year it's Davey Martinez of the Nationals. Unfortunately, I don't know who it is for the Astros, since A.J. Hinch was dismissed after the Astros cheating scandal. So I don't know who they would have managing this year. This one's skied out to right field. Bellinger's there to make the catch. And Strasburg, after walking the first 2 men of the inning, gets a pair of punch outs and then the fly out. So we head to the bottom of the second. No score here. Blackmon, Arenado, and Turner due up for the National League. Well, Charlie Blackmon for the Colorado Rockies. Chuck Nasty will lead things off here in the bottom of the second, playing left field tonight. See that average in the stratosphere, 395. He's got 22 homers, 60 some odd, 69 RBIs. Very nice. With all of his stats, you see there are a lot of that success, going the other way in the shift. Here's the 0-2 to Blackmon. Misses low, ball 1. Blackmon kind of the bright spot of consistency for the Rockies this season. Been batting cleanup primarily in right field. On high batting average, he's just been finding ways to get on base. As he cracks this one into right center field, and that's down for a base hit. Extra bases for Charlie Blackmon. He'll cruise into second. And right there, you see why he has such a high average. Finding the gaps, he always seems to find a hole and make solid contact. Pitch down the middle from Cole, and Blackmon just turns on it, shoots it into the gap for an easy double. So man in scoring position for his teammate Nolan Arenado. Arenado hitting .297, 20 homers, 64 RBIs, 902 OPS, 531 slugging. Technically came in second in the All-Star voting at third base to Justin Turner. But Turner getting the start at short. And in his career against Garrett Cole, Arenado has 3 home runs. He's 9 for 19. A lot of success against the Cole train. Pitch misses inside, 2-0 to the star third baseman. Arenado kind of up and down. He's turned things around as of late, moving back up. Gets a piece of that one to foul it off, but was hitting a bit of a slump with the Rockies through the month of June, just like the rest of the team. But in July, near the end of June, kind of turned things around. He's managed to get his way up to 20 home runs. Justin Turner waits on deck. But Arenado once again making another All-Star Game start in his young career. Fouls that one off. It's about his 5th or 6th straight start, I believe. Here's the payoff pitch to Arenado. Hooks this one into left, but Alvarez is there to make the catch. And there's one away. Got a good piece of it. So again, we'll get a look here at the American League defensively. Left, right in the outfield, Alvarez, Trout, Reyes. And then in the infield, Anthony Rendon, Marcus Semien, Jose Altuve, Matt Olson at first, with Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. Justin Turner, the Dodgers' third baseman, will stand in now with the man at second with 1 out. Watches ball 1. Turner on the year hitting .325, 23 homers, 50 RBIs, that 400 on-base percentage. Managing to edge out Nolan Arenado at third base, and voting by the fans. Gene Segura won shortstop. David Martinez going with Arenado here in the lineup. Flared out to right field. This one's going to get down for a base hit. Reyes misplayed it. So a little blooper into right field puts men on the corners here. With one away, jammed him off the handles, but Turner, who's such a good hitter, able to muscle it out the other way, and so there's men on the corners. One out for catcher JT Realmuto of the Phillies. First pitch, bouncer to short. There's one, and there's two. So Garrett Cole avoids the jam. Blackman isn't able to score despite the leadoff double. So we head to the top of the third. Still no score here in the All-Star Game 2020 at Dodger Stadium. 9-1-2 due up for the American League. A new pitcher for the National League, Phillies starter Aaron Nola. 20 appearances, he's 10-2. 2.86 ERA in 138 innings of work. 149 strikeouts to 44 walks. He's been having a great year once again for the Phillies, and he'll face Yasmani Grandal, the switch hitting catcher. Signed that big deal with the White Sox. He's got .278 average, 14 homers, 38 RBIs for the White Sox. First pitch to Grandal, catches the zone at the top, 0-1 in his career against Nola. Grandal's 4 for 9 with a pair of homers. Great outing by Steven Strasburg to start this game. 2 strong innings, issued 3 walks, but didn't allow a hit, didn't allow a run to score. Here's the 2-1 to Grandal. Check swing, but he holds off. 3-1. Altuve waits on deck. And misses, ball 4. Tough call there on the breaking ball. Thought he had it, but Grandal trots down to first. That's the 4th walk the American League has drawn here in 3 innings so far. So very patient at the plate, and I'll bring up Jose Altuve. Flew out in the first. Fly out to right field. Here's the first pitch to Altuve. All the way down Main Street, 0-1. Kind of back to what I was talking about, the selection process. So then the fans vote for the starting positions in an election called the primary. Fans vote for 8 position players. And then the top 3 vote getters in each position advance to a separate second round selection, and then the winners are selected as starters. Check swing there, but it's called strike of the knees. 1-2 the count now on Altuve. Then the players and the commissioner's office choose all the pitchers and the reserves. And this one's lined into right, but that's going to get down for a base hit. Bellinger then on the hop, so the first hit allowed to the American League as Altuve shoots one into right field. Pitch is tailing away, and Altuve sticking with it. Sends it off the other way. Good piece of hitting there. So there's men on first and second. Nobody out for Marcus Semien. Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Called strike at the knees. 0-1. Semien walked his first time up. All 30 teams must be represented on the All-Star roster. And then it's voted on of who the All-Star Game MVP is. I believe they win like $1 million. They usually get a truck of some kind. Here's the 0-2 to Semien, fouls it off. But without a All-Star Game this year, as this one sent out deep to left field, back goes Blackman to the warning track, and it's gone. Marcus Semien with a 3-run homer. And gives the American League a 3-0 lead here in the top of the third. See the replay, what happened there. Just sticking with the ball down in the zone around the knees. Perfect launch angle sends it just over the left field wall. And Aaron Nola now. It's given the American League a 3-0 lead here. Anthony Rendon, ground out victim in the first. Bats here with nobody out. As I was saying, for the first time since World War II travel restrictions, this is the first time since World War II that we will not have the All-Star game. Grounder down the line, that's going to be for a base hit. She tucks it down the line. Blackman gets to it quickly. And Rendon's aboard here with still nobody out. American League putting on the hurt against Aaron Nola here in the third inning. Facing Mike Trout, walked his last time up. Checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball one. Well, prior to the 2017 All-Star game, Trout swings through that one, 1-1. And starting in 2003, the league that wins the All-Star game would have home field advantage in the World Series. Since 1903, it was just alternated between the leagues. Here's the 1-1. Lined into center field. That's going to be down for a base hit. Sinking line drive. Acuna Jr. is not able to corral that one. So another hit for the American League. It's still nobody out here in the third. Aaron Nola having a bit of trouble. Still face Yoran Alvarez. Man at first and second, nobody out. 19 pitches so far for the Phillies starter. Alvarez walked his last time up. Then in 2003, Bud Selig implemented the home field advantage thing for the World Series. That lasts until 2016, when part of the collective bargaining agreement, MLB decides the winner would no longer have home field advantage. It's now just determined by record, which is a lot more fair. Because a lot of teams felt that it was, kind of... A lot of people just, like, it was kind of silly that this kind of throwaway game, this exhibition of the stars in the middle of the summer, would actually have significance of, who gets the home field advantage in the World Series. And this one's bounced to third, and Arenado knocks it down, but can't get the throw. So that'll load the bases here with nobody out. He'll face the DH, JD Martinez. Just a nightmare scenario for Aaron Nola. Just hasn't been able to record an out. 3-0 is the score. Bases loaded. And you see there, he's thrown 16 strikes, so he's pounding the zone, and that's kind of led to the problem. And the American League's just putting bat to ball. So bases loaded, nobody out. Here comes the 1-0 to Martinez. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Nola comes set, checks the runner at third. Just misses inside, 2-1. Rough scenario. You feel bad for these guys, just on this big stage. This whole nation is watching you, so to speak, and to struggle in an all-star game probably doesn't feel good. Two 2-1 drops in there for a strike. 2-2. Nola just looking to get it out here. And this one's flared into right field. That's down for a base hit. Rendon will score. Trout will stay at third. And so that'll load the bases yet again. Keeps them loaded. Tails the other way. Drops it into right field. Bellinger with that strong arm and kind of a shallow ball keeps Trout from scoring, and that'll do it for Nolan. They're going to get Michael Lorenzen. In 41 games, he's got a 4-0. He's 30 for 32 in save opportunities, a 1.11 ERA, 40 and 2/3 innings of work, 37 strikeouts to 11 walks, and his time split between the Cincinnati Reds and then traded to the Colorado Rockies, where he's been enjoying success with the Rockies, getting a little bit of playing time. In the first pitch he sees to Olsen is shot into right field, yet another base hit. So everybody going station to station. Trout scores. It's now 5-0 American League. Rough go of it for the National League so far. Framil Reyes will stand in now. Fly out back in the second. Still nobody out. And call, still nobody out here. Aaron Nola. It's given up 5 runs attributed to him so far, with still 2 more on the base paths that are his responsibility. So Lorenzen, first pitch in their knees, called strike 1. Well, Lorenzen has really been enjoying probably one of the more ripped pitchers in the National League. Rockies traded for him, needing that closer and to bolster their bullpen. And then every once in a while, they put him in to hit. He's been able to, every once in a while, get in to play some outfield and hit. It's turned out he's been doing well with the bat. Here's the 0-2. Bases loaded to Reyes. Well outside, trying to get him to chase. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And this one's out into center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. 1 run scores. They had tail, so once again, just station to station. It's now 6-0 American League. And Yasmani Grandal will come in. He led this thing off. So base is still loaded, nobody out. And this is getting ugly fast. Check swing, but it's a called strike. Grandal walked his first time up this inning. Fouls that one off. 0-1. 0-2. Excuse me.
Now back, the second baseman,
Jose Altuve come in as Lorenzen strikes out Grandal. So 1 away, bases still loaded, and this is going to get through into right field for another base hit. Another run scores. Station to station yet again for the American League, and it's now 7-0 AL. And it's not so much that they're hitting the cover off the ball ever since Marcus Simeon's 3-run homer in the inning, who is now up with the bases loaded, 1 out. But they've just been getting line drive base hits into right field. The deepest one was that one that would have been extra bases, but everybody only went station to station. Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss there, 1-2. Big swing and a miss. Got him to chase the fastball outside, so 2 away now. Mercifully, there's 2 away. And this has been a rough inning for the National League. He'll face Anthony Rendon. Got Simeon out on his front foot. Kind of a half-hearted swing. First pitch to Rendon. Misses down. 1 for 2. RB single and a run scored his last time up in the inning. So sorry if I've been a little quiet. I'm just looking at All-Star Game facts and things to talk about.
Yep, that ball went out.
So a little bit about the uniforms. You know, here in the game, they give them these National League and American League uniforms based on the hosting team. So you see here they're modeled after the Dodgers uniforms. So since the first game, American League players have worn their respective team uniforms rather than wearing uniforms specifically for the game. The National League players then would wait until the second game to do this. In the first one, the National League wore gray uniforms with navy blue letters spelling out National League across the front of the jersey with the National League cap. So kind of like what we're seeing here. Mike Trout waiting on deck. 3-1 the count on Rendon. But then during the 70s and 80s, alternate jerseys were commonly worn by players from the A's, the Orioles, the Indians, the White Sox. When the late 80s and early 90s approached, fewer alternates were worn for the games. They were back in use for the 1992 game by Jack McDowell of the White Sox and Robin Ventura, and for the final time in 1997 by Ken Griffey Jr. and Padres third baseman Ken Caminiti. And that misses ball 4. So that'll walk in a run. And as Olsen scores, it's 8-0. 8-0 American League. 2 outs, bases still loaded. Under current MLB rules, alternate jerseys are no longer allowed to be worn during the game, as players must either wear their team's white or gray uniforms, depending on which league is in the home team. There are game-specific uniforms made every year, but they're not worn in the game itself. They're used for batting practice in the home run derby nowadays. It's pretty fun. Starting in 2014, they started wearing special All-Star Game caps. For the workout, batting practice, and home run derby, players started using one type of cap with colors corresponding to the league, and then for the All-Star Game day, players started wearing a cap with the team's logo on the front and the All-Star Game logo on the right side. Pretty interesting. It's always been cool when you see these guys in their regular uniforms playing the game, not so much watching them in these like home and away jerseys. I would like to see them wear alternate jerseys for an All-Star Game, though. That would be actually kind of fun to see just this mass array of colors in the league. As Lorenzen gets Trout to strike out, and finally, this nightmare inning is over for the American League. 8-0 they lead it now. Way to the bottom of the third, 9-1-2 due up for the National League. Chris Sale will take over on the mound for the American League. In 20 starts, he's 7-3 with a 2.69 ERA, 156 strikeouts, 43 walks, and 137 innings of work. He'll face Brave second baseman Ozzie Albies, hitting .312. He's got 12 stolen bases, 22 homers on the year. If I recall, I don't think Chris Sale's pitching this year. because of injury. But who knows? I think that's the case. Called strike of the inside corner. Ozzie Albies, the switch hitting second baseman for the Braves. Skied out to past first base in foul territory. Olsen makes the catch. And there's one away. Now we'll bring up the top of the order, Ronald Acuna Jr. Fastball up in the zone, and Albies just gets underneath it to pop it up. So Acuna Jr. strikeout victim back in the first. I'll break down some more information, a fun fact here on the All-Star game. I talked about how there's the kind of the record between the two. As this one's grounded into left field through the hole for a base hit, so one out single to Acuna Jr. to get on base here for the National League. They got a lot of work to do. They're down by 8. So Joey Votto will come in, fly out victim his first time up. Watches that one outside, ball 1. So there have been 90 All-Star games, including the 2 games per year from 1959 to 1962. With the American League leading 45-43, and then there's the 2 tie games. There's been several eras in which one league tended to dominate. So from 1933 to 1949, the American League won 12 of the first 16. The National League then dominated from 1950 to 1987, going 33-8-1. This included a stretch from 1963 to 82 when it won 19 of 20, including 11 in a row from 1972 to 1982. Since 1988, the American League has dominated, going 25-6, including a 13-game unbeaten streak from 1997 to 2009. The American League has a 373 to 370 run advantage, which is absolutely insane. Just again, like I said, how evenly matched these 2 leagues are, and snagged at first base by Olsen, who then also tags Acuna Jr., and that will end the inning. We head to the top of the 4th. 8-0, American League leads it. 5-6-7 due up for them. Here at Dodger Stadium for the All-Star Game 2020, as Max Scherzer, Mad Max, coming in, making his 20th. In 20 appearances this year, he's 10-2, 2.82 ERA, 174 strikeouts to 52 walks in 130 2/3 innings of work. Saw those batting averages against him pretty low for old Mad Max. National League kind of cruising through their pitchers at the moment. 4th pitcher used by the National League. Check swing by Alvarez, but comes up empty. David Robertson warming up in the National League bullpen. Old Mad Max, pretty much contender. Just always seems to find a way to compete and be dominant on the mound. Here's the 1-1 to Alvarez. Grounded to second. Albies has got it in the shift, and there's one away. The longest All-Star game, as J.D. Martinez will stand in, RBI singles last time up. Longest All-Star game in terms of innings was 15 innings, which has happened twice in 1967 and 2008. And 2008 is the longest game with a total time of 4 hours and 50 minutes. Absolutely insane. Here's the 0-1 to Martinez. Misses inside. Usually in other things, there's the since 1999, there's the All-Star Futures game. the two teams, one consisting of young players from the United States and those consisting of international ones. That are also usually chosen based on prospect status in the minor leagues. And then since 2001, we've had the All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball game, which usually isn't very entertaining, at least the broadcast of it. How they do it just seems like it's just a lot of highlights and kind of broadcast tape delayed. But Martinez strikes out there, so that'll bring him Matt Olson. 2 outs now. Scherzer has only thrown 8 pitches. Check swing, but it's misses low, ball 1. Olson an RBI single his last time up. But then, of course, there's the home run derby, which is always fun. I know for years people have always been hoping, I personally would like if they did some more like skills type things. So it's bounced foul like they do in the NFL and also the NHL for their All-Star games. Also NBA, so everybody kind of has a little bit more fun skill things that I would love to see in the part of the All-Star game. Skills competitions, they could have maybe. I would love to see a dodgeball game by pitchers. That would be fun. And a called strike 3. The outside corner, Matt Olson. Striking out. Scherzer with 1-2-3. Top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the inning. American League still way ahead, 8-0.
Your attention, please.
Shane Bieber of the Cleveland Indians will take over on the mound for the American League. 20 starts, he's 10-4, 2.90 ERA, 135 strikeouts, 24 walks, 136 innings of work. We see that a lot with a lot of these American League and National League starters, these pitchers, is that not a lot of walks. They cut those down and a lot of punch outs. Once again, Skylar Timmons here on the Sideline Crowd, broadcasting this 2020 All-Star Game. Find us on Facebook and Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. Got a lot of things that we're working on. Podcasts. We have our video series Moments, Sideline Crowd Moments. Working on those. Kind of break down fan experiences. Got sideline chats that we're working on, trying to get guests for that. Quick hits, kind of tried to do it. It was going to be daily news, but that just busyness of life, that one gets a little harder to do. And then, of course, there's the podcast during the week. Usually on Tuesdays. We didn't record one, fortunately, for this week. Just again, life gets busy. Here's the 2-2 to Yelich. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Shane Bieber, the Cleveland Indians. Kind of surprising. You forget that he exists, but he's actually a pretty good starter for the Indians. And this one bounces off the glove of Simeon, so base hit for Christian Yelich to lead off the inning, and that'll bring up Cody Bellinger, the right fielder. Kind of a left-handed heavy lineup for the National League. I guess it's kind of split. Big swing and a miss there, 0-1. But as I was saying before, I would love to see skills competitions. You know, the dodgeball. You could have maybe some sort of fielding type thing. I don't know. Outfield drills of. I'll showcase that. Maybe have a base running competition. Who can go the fastest? That would be a fun one, actually. Showcase some of the speedsters as Bellinger strikes out swinging. So 1 away. And I'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Just blowing it right by him. Kind of some cutting movement to it. And Bellinger down. So there's 1 away. Man at first for Charlie Blackmon, who doubled his first time up and wasn't able to score. Runner takes off for second. The throw down, not in time. Yelich swipes second easily. Great jump off of Bieber. And well ahead of the throw from Yasmani Grandal. So Blackman. One out, man at second now. Here's the 1-0. Got a piece of that one, fouls it off. 1-1. The 1-1 to Blackman. Bouncer down the line. This one's fouled again. 1-2. The count now on the Rockies outfielder. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the fastball inside to tie him up. So there's 2 away now for Nolan Arenado. His fastball inside. But imagine a speedster competition, maybe a couple of trial runs or a couple of heats of run around the base paths who can maybe run down to first the fastest. Maybe have some of those heats. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Be fun. Who can run out and inside the Parker the fastest? Here's the 0-1 to Arenado. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Fun. Personally, I would love to see something for the pitchers at least. Give the pitchers some sort of skills competition or something, maybe an accuracy thing, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Here's the 1-2. Bouncer to second. Altuve's got it. He'll throw on to first, and that will retire the side. We're through 4. We head to the 5th. American League still leads it 8-0. 8-9-1 due up for them. This National League's well behind. Get a pitching change here as Armand Marquez, the Rockies ace, will get the start. It's 9-6 in 20 games, 2.65 ERA, 130 strikeouts, 28 walks. By far the best pitcher that the Rockies have. Very worthy of this All-Star Game appearance. Marquez closed out the season with a shutout, a complete game shutout of the Milwaukee Brewers to complete a sweep before heading into the All-Star break. Here's the 1-0. Misses high, ball 2. Something I didn't do, I forgot to talk about the reserves for both these teams. So some of the reserves here, we'll start with the American League. We'll probably start seeing them coming into the game. So this one's fouled off. So some of the reserves for the American League, they have Robinson Chirinos, Salvador Perez, Daniel Vogelbach, Jonathan Scope. As Marquez gets the called strike the letters, and Framil Reyes is retired for out number 1. Marquez just freezes him with the called strike the letters. Then third baseman, you have Renato Nunez, Willie Adames, Josh Donaldson, Xander Bogaerts, Michael Brantley, Aaron Judge, and Willie Calhoun. And Grandal just unloads on this pitch, and it is foul. Just misses the home run. So they'll have to trot back. It's now 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1 to Grandal. Gets underneath this one. This one's going to get on out of here. Blackman going back. He'll play off the wall. Grandal hustling. He'll get into second with a 1-out double. Got a good piece of that one. Just misses the home run the other way, but luckily just bounces off the wall. Blackman plays it. Throw just comes in late. So man, it's second now for Jose Altuve. American League leads at 8-0 here in the top of the 5th. Curveball misses inside, ball 1. Then the reserves for the For the National League, they have Andrew McCutchen, Wilson Ramos, Yadier Molina, Josh Bell, Jonathan VR, Eduardo Escobar, Brandon Crawford, Gene Segura. This one's popped up at home plate. Ramuzzo's there to make the catch. Then they have Freddie Freeman, Starling Marte, and Hunter Pence. And out their reserves, Marcus Semien, stand in. 1 for 2, 3-run homer back in the second. Can round out some more of the National League pitchers. So for pitchers, they had Strasburg. They've used Nola, Scherzer. They're using Marquez right now. Michael Lorenzen fouled away. They also have Jose Quintana, Brandon Kinsler, Daniel Hudson, David Robertson, Kenley Jansen, Josh Hader, and Kirby Yates round out the bullpen for the National League. Then for the American League, they've used Garrett Cole, Chris Sale, Shane Bieber. Then they have Sean Manaea, Kenta Maeda, Wilmer Font, Michael Givens, Nick Anderson, Liam Hendricks, Ken Giles, Roberto Osuna, and Taylor Rogers. This one's fouled off. So a lot of good closers for both leagues. Those are typically your top relief pitchers. But it's been fun. Full count now on Marcus Semien. And misses ball 4. So, Mon Marquez issues the 2-out walk. Anthony Rendon will stand in now. 2 outs, man at second. Or man first and second. Marquez looking to get out unscathed. First pitch, that one's foul. Just misses extra bases there. Misses high. One, 2 to Rendon. Misses down and away again with the curveball. 2-2. And this one is crushed out to left field. No doubt about it. 3-run shot for Anthony Rendon. It's now 11-0 American League. They are just hitting the cover off the ball and punishing these National League pitchers. So Marquez, pretty typical of a Rockies pitcher with 2 outs, gives up the 3-run homer. And just continuing to put an onslaught onto the National League. I think that it's pretty safe to say that a lot of people would view, if you were to put up the two teams together, that more often than not you would take the National League, take an American League lineup over a National League lineup. Just the more emphasis on offense in that league. And it just seems like a lot of the bigger name teams are in the American League. A lot more star power in those leagues. Mike Trout, 1 for 2. If nothing like that, they seem to, when you put together a American League all-star lineup, there's a lot of heavy hitters in there. Guys like Anthony Rendon, you have Mike Trout now, Yordan Alvarez, Yasmani Grandal, Matt Olson. You got a lot of sluggers in there. But not just that, but guys who are just amazing at hitting. Again, I think it's that focus of offense in the American League. National League is more of a defensive and pitching type of league. And getting by with offense, whereas The American League, it's a lot more. We got offense, and then here's some good pitchers as well. Pretty interesting. David Robertson in to pitch now. He's got a full count now on Mike Trout. Gordon Alvarez waits on deck. American League leads at 11-0. Ramon Marquez getting roughed up this inning. Payoff pitch to Trout, and he strikes out swinging to retire the side. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 11-0 the score here for the American League. This game's running a little bit long. Justin Turner will lead things off against Sean Manaea. In 28 starts, he's 13-2, 2.70 ERA, 133 innings of work, 104 strikeouts, 42 walks. Not as many strikeouts as a lot of these other guys, but very serviceable. He'll face Justin Turner, single back in the second. So we're underway here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch from Manaea. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. Wilmer Font warming up in the bullpen for the American League, most likely to be the next guy to come in. The American League is just sort of going down the line here.
Nope, ball one.
As
I got one ball, one strike.
they use Garrett Cole, Chris Sale, Shane Bieber, then now Sean Manaea. They may look for them to get into their Wilmer Font, most likely to be the next one to come in. Who knows? But they're sort of going a methodical approach of just have a guy throw an inning. Who knows? 2-2 the count on Justin Turner. Fouls off another pitch. Here's some All-Star Game firsts and records for you. Again, courtesy of the old Wikipedia. A lot of good information on there. So the first All-Star Game inducted into the first All-Star inducted into the Hall of Fame was Babe Ruth in 1936. This one's skied out to center field. In comes Trout to make the catch. The first rookie All-Star was Willard Marshall in 1942. First All-Star of African descent. Got quite a number of them in 1949. So Remuto will stand in. He had Roy Campanella, Larry Doby, Don Newcomb, and Jackie Robinson all being the first African-American All-Stars in 1949. The first All-Star Game MVP was Maury Wills in 1962. Remuto swings through that curveball, 0-2. Pretty interesting for those All-Star Game first. And then, here's some All-Star Game records. So the most All-Star Game appearance seasons was Hank Aaron with 21. He had quite a few. And then he had the most All-Star games with 25. In 1959 to 1962, the seasons had 2 All-Star games, and then there was no 1945 All-Star game. This is low, ball 2. The most All-Star Game MVP awards. Willie Mays, Steve Garvey, Gary Carter, Cal Ripken Jr., and he's in this game right now, Mike Trout. They all have 2 MVP awards in the All-Star Game. Pretty interesting. The most All-Star Game hits is by Willie Mays, who had 23. He has 23 All-Star Game hits as Remuto chases in the dirt. Throw on to first, 2 away. Most RBIs in an most All-Star Game runs batted in. Ted Williams with 12. Most home runs, Stan Musial with 6. There's only been 1 grand slam in the history of All-Star Games. That was by Fred Lynn, who has 1. As Albies sends this one out to right field, but Reyes is there to make the catch, and National League goes down 1-2-3. We head to the top of the 6th. American League still leads it 11-0. 5, 6, 7 due up for them. Jordan Alvarez will lead things off. David Robertson still out there on the mound, with Daniel Hudson warming up in the bullpen. Most All-Star game wins. So wins has a pitcher. Lefty Gomez with 3. And finally, most All-Star game strikeouts. Don Drysdale with 19. Just a minute, 25 All-Star games. 21 All-Star appearance seasons for Hank Aaron. Fantastic player. Second all-time home runs. Was the home run king for a long while, until Barry Bonds took it. Alvarez sends this one out to left field. Back goes Blackman, just shy of the warning track. He'll be there to make the catch. One away.
Up next for the American League, the designated hitter, J.D. Martinez. Now back, the first baseman.
It's a two-way. Matt Olson stands in now. As Olson rips that one foul. It's the 0-1. Big swing and a miss there. 0-2. It's the 0-2. Big swing and a miss, and Robertson has a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. You already know the score.
Your attention, please.
But Kenta Maeda, following the pattern for the American League, will come into pitch now. The former Dodger. 21 games this year. He's 13-4. 2.96 ERA, 133 strikeouts, 38 walks.
Leading up for the National League, the center fielder, Ronald Acuna.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead things off for the National League. Fouls that pitch off. Kenta Maeda, who's traded over to the Minnesota Twins during the offseason. It's part of the Mookie Betts trade. Put in a good year with the Twins.
One ball, 2 strikes, count.
Here's the 1-2 to Acuna Jr. and then swing and a miss. Got him with the curveball. And Maeda gets out number 1 here to start the bottom of the 6th.
Number 19, Joey Votto.
Count 1-0.
1-0 the count now on Joey Votto. It's 0 for 2. And a line drive back up the middle. Hard hit ball by Joey Votto, and at this point you got to celebrate anything the National League can do. Just putting bat to ball. Christian Yelich, the batter now. Got aboard his last time up. Fouls this pitch off down the line.
Ball 1.
Pitch misses high, 1-1 to Yelich. 1-2, misses inside. I'm looking at some memorable MLB All-Star Game moments. There's been plenty of moments throughout history of notable moments, fun little things, performances, as this is going to turn into 2, and that'll end the inning. We head to the 7th. National League still being shut out. We head to the top of the 7th. 8-9-1 due up for the All-American League. Here at Dodger Stadium, All-Star Game 2020. Kenley Jansen will take over on the mound for the National League. The Dodgers closer. 33 games, he's 25 for 28 in saves. 1.59 ERA in 34 innings of work. 29 strikeouts, 7 walks. Continues to be a dominant closer. Daniel Hudson and Brandon Kinsler warming up in the National League bullpen. It's Franmil Reyes will lead things off. Typically, by this point, you would see substitutions and whatnot for the lineups, but we may not see that. Who knows? But looking at moments, there's 20 moments that I found or so on a website talking about the most memorable MLB All-Star Game moments. So this is chronologically, so no particular order. So 1933, Babe Ruth hits the first home run in All-Star Game history. Became the first man to do it, which that would have been, I think it would have been cool to watch Babe Ruth play. Just see him hit home runs and whatnot. Really, that old-timey baseball, as you could call it, 1930s and whatnot. Really interesting to see some of those old days of baseball and see those guys play. As Jansen gets Reyes to chase for round number 1. See Yasmani Grandal, who doubled his last time up. He's 2 runs scored. 1934, Carl Hubble strikes out 5 Hall of Famers in a row. He struck out Babe Ruth, Jimmy Fox, Joe Cronin, Al Simmons, and Lou Gehrig. All struck out all 5 in a row. In 1934. 1949, like we mentioned, Jackie Robinson helps break the All-Star color barrier. 1-1 in there for a called strike. In 1955, Stan Musial walks it off for the National League. It went 12 innings. Stan the man hit a walk-off home run to win it for the National League. As check swing by Grandal holds up. It's 2-2. (1970) Pete Rose plows over the catcher at home. Went through Ray Fosse to play at the plate. That's an exhibition. You wouldn't go that hard, but Pete Rose, good for him. Swing and a miss. Jansen gets Grandal to chase, and now there's 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Pumping a cutter right above him. 1971, we have Reggie Jackson putting one into the lights. Massive home run as we get a pinch hitter here in Jonathan Scope. 244 average, 18 homers, 52 RBIs. For Scope. So pinch hit here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, called strike to the knees. In the year he's in 244, 18 homers, 52 RBIs, that 279 on base percentage. So Reggie Jackson at Old Tiger Stadium in Detroit, 1971. Launched a mammoth shot that would have left the ballpark entirely if not for hitting a light tower, not flying into a light tower on the way out. Something out of the natural. Skied out to right field. Bellinger's there to make the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jansen here as we head to the bottom of the 7th. A lot of work to do for the National League. They got 4, 5, 6 due up here at Dodger Stadium.
Your attention, please. A defensive
Jonathan Scope will stay in at second base.
Number 8, Jonathan Scope. Now pitching.
And Roberto Osuna will take over on the mound for the for the American League. 34 games. He's 28 for 30 in save opportunities. Andrew McCutchen will lead things off. Pinch hitting for Cody Bellinger. McCutchen kind of a bounce back year in Philadelphia after being sidelined last year. In 271, he has 20 homers, 54 RBIs. For the Phillies outfielder, the 1-0 from Osuna misses down and away, 2-0. Back to our moments, 1983, Fred Lynn hits a grand slam. 1989, Bo Jackson goes deep while President Ronald Reagan was in the booth calling the game as McCutchen sends this one down the line. That's going to bounce fair for extra bases. McCutchen into second with the pinch hit double. So we got a man aboard here with nobody out. Here in the top of the 7th, the National League gets the leadoff man aboard. At this point, they're just trying to score. Don't want to be shut out. As Charlie Blackmon's going to be replaced by Eduardo Escobar. Escobar with the Diamondbacks hitting .257, 15 homers, 49 RBIs. That .321 on-base percentage. But Ronald Reagan was in the booth calling the action when Bo Jackson hits a home run. There's a couple featuring good old the big unit himself, Randy Johnson, 1993. As Randy Johnson facing John Crook. Johnson had Crook sweating and ultimately struck him out, with Crook bailing on pitch after a high and tight one from the big unit. So just terrified him and just kept bailing out of there. Bailing out of there against Randy Johnson. Pitch misses outside, 2-2. Then in 1997, Larry Walker, Hall of Famer Larry Walker. It's always good to say that. Jokingly went right-handed against Randy Johnson after a pitch. Even though he was very successful against Randy Johnson, as Gene Segura will pinch hit now after the Escobar flyout. Escobar having a good year, or Segura having a good year with the Phillies, and .326 average. Fantastic year. 16 homers, 54 RBIs. So Randy Johnson sent a ball whizzing behind Walker, who then flipped over to the right side, flipped his helmet around. Then he took a pitch and he flipped back over to the lefty.
I got to count 1 and 2.
So it was a good moment. Outside 2-2 on Segura. 1999, Ted Williams shows up at the All-Star game. And this one snagged at third. Throw on to second, but McCutchen's back easily, so now there's quickly 2 away for Justin Turner. Turner's 1 for 2. Misses, ball 1. But I remember seeing clips of that 1999 All-Star game years later, as obviously I was very little at that point. I was only like 4. Or 3 or 4. As Turner sends this one out to right field. Reyes is there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. So despite the leadoff double by McCutchen, the National League can't do anything else. We head to the 8th. Still 11-0.
Your attention, please.
Let's get some. McCutchen stays in. He'll play right field. Stays in right field. Escobar will play left field now. And then Gene Segura will stay in at third base. So Josh Hader from the Brewers will take over on the mound. 36 games. He's 1-2 with 20 for 22 in save opportunities. A .51 ERA. He'll face Willie Adames. He's in 298, 13 homers, 42 RBIs. Face him to lead off this inning. Here in the top of the 8th. He's looking to have a clean inning at this point. As I was saying, in 1999, Ted Williams shows up at the All-Star game, and it's just cool. You get to see all the big leaguers just turn into little kids, just turn to fans, talking to Ted Williams. They surround him. They just mob him, more or less, just surrounding him, talking to him, listening to him. Great moment for them. 1999, Pedro Martinez.
For the National League. Now playing shortstop. Number 1, Willie Adames.
Probably dominating one of the most fearsome power-hitting lineups put together. Took down Barry Larkin, Larry Walker, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire, striking them all out in order. Willie Adames strikes out swinging. Speaking of punch-outs, we'll get a pinch hitter here for Rondona's Renato Nunez. We'll pinch hit here, 251 average, 11 homers, 50 RBIs. Getting the start. Pinch hitting here for Anthony Rendon. Pitch misses high, ball 1. 2001, Cal Ripken Jr. hits a home run in his final All-Star game. 2002, Torrey Hunter robs Barry Bonds. That would have been interesting to see. Barry Bonds, known power hitter. I think he's hit a home run or two. And then Torrey Hunter, always a great outfielder. I think people forget about him quite a bit. Misses high, 2-1. 2002, this was about the tie. So Bud Selig mismanages the end of the game, coming up with a sensible solution to an endgame conundrum. He ruled for the game to eventually end in a tie if no runs were scored in the bottom half of the 11th. No runs were scored, and the game controversially ended in a tie. (2007) Ichiro hits an inside the park home run. Pop up on the infield. Back is Turner. He'll be there to make the catch. 2 away. 2008, the longest All-Star game. 2009, the American League won its 13th straight All-Star game. 2013, Prince Fielder hits a triple. It's pretty funny because you see him hustling as much as he can to leg out a triple. Michael Brantley will pinch hit now. 318 average, 15 homers. 2 outs, nobody aboard. And first pitch he sees, he lines into left for a base hit. (2016) Mike Trout makes his 5th straight All-Star game appearance as Aaron Judge will pinch hit here for Alvarez. Judge, 307, 22 homers. But he got a hit in his first at-bat, which is a record. He also has a career cycle for the All-Star game. You just can't do anything against Mike Trout. The 1-0 to Judge. Big swing, and he fouls it off. 1-1 the count. That pitch misses outside. 2-1. That's kind of a rough take there. Tough take there, but what can you do? Here's the 2-1 to Judge. Misses high.
3 balls, 1 strike.
3-1 misses low.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. 11-0 American League leads it. Runner on first.
Pinch hitting to the American
Robinson Chirinos, the catcher, will
61. Robinson Chirinos.
Ball, that pitch is out.
1-0 the count now. Here's the 1-0 to Chirinos. In there for a called strike. The 1-1 to Chirinos. Fouls that one off. Once again, it's 1-2. That pitch misses outside. 2-2. 2-2 to Chirinos from Hader. Fouls that one off. Keeps the count at 2-2. Misses, runs the count full. So 2 men aboard. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. American League leads at 11-0. Josh Hader just trying to get out of the inning. He got the first 2 men pretty easily. Now he's having a little bit of trouble here. Runners take off and inside, ball 4. So that'll load him here with 2 outs.
Now batting, first baseman.
So we'll see if we get another pinch hitter or if Matt Olson's going to hit. And Matt Olson will hit. He's 1 for 4. Does have an RBI single. A left-on-left matchup. Here's the first pitch to Olson. Called strike, the letters 0-1. Good pitch there. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. Comes the 0-2 to Olson. Bounces that one foul. Misses inside. 1-2. Tough take there. You got Michael Brantley at third, Aaron Judge at second, Robinson Chirinos at first. Matt Olson at the plate. Bounces in the dirt, and this one kicks away, but everybody's going to stay put as Ramuto chases it back down. Here's the 2-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Hader leaves him loaded. Way to the bottom of the 8th. Still 11-0 the score. The National League's got a lot of work to do.
Your attention, please.
It's Willie Adames will stay in and play short. Michael Brantley
Number 23.
will, or Ronaldo Nunez will go over to third.
Number 99.
Aaron Judge in left field, and Michael Brantley will be in center field.
Michael.
So pretty one-to-one
Now at short.
substitutions.
Willie Adames. Now in left. Number 99. Aaron.
As Robinson Chirinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Ken Giles will take over
The American League. Number
on the mound. 34 games. He's got a 3.25 ERA, 51 strikeouts, 14 walks. He's 25 for 29 in save opportunities as JT Ramuto will stay in there. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out.
for the National League. catcher, JT Real Vito.
I want to say that Chirinos is currently the DH, but I've lost track of their lineup. I think I'm still unsure, but I think he's the DH now. Yasmani Grandal still behind the plate. 2-0 the count now on Realmuto. On JT. As this one's fouled away. The 2-1 misses low. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Cracks this one down the line into left field. That's going to be extra bases. Past a diving Nunez. And another leadoff double for the National League.
The batter, number 1, second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
So I'm bringing up Ozzie Albies. Or perhaps a pinch hitter. You never know. Oh, we will keep with Ozzie Albies. So Ozzie Albies 0 for 2.
That's a ball. Count 1-0.
Ball 1. Called strike the letters.
The count's 1-1.
1-1 the count now on Ozzie Albies. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Albies. Pops this one up on the infield. Over with Scope. It'll make the catch. 1 away.
The center fielder, number 13, Ronald Acuna Jr.
So 1 out, and we'll get a pinch hitter here for Ronald Acuna Jr. and Jonathan VR. He's hitting .282, 13 homers, 37 RBIs for the Marlins infielder. Here's the first pitch to VR, misses outside, ball 1. Well, VR, who had a pretty good year with the Orioles last year, and also he's just ended up with the Marlins now.
2-0.
The count now. 3-0 on VR. Here's the 3-0 inside, ball 4. So VR draws the 1-out walk. So 2 men aboard now. Here in the bottom of the 8th. I'm bringing up Joey Votto, but we'll get a pinch hitter here in Yadier Molina. The Cardinals veteran catcher. Pinch hitting here. So 1 away. 2 men aboard. Called strike the letters. Here's the 0-1 to Molina. Outside, 1-1. Yadier Molina, it's the veteran catcher for the Cardinals. 38-year-old. Just turned 38. Meaning he is an old boy. In terms of, baseball. Gets a good piece of that one, but fouls it off. But favorite All-Star game, the All-Star game's hard to watch sometimes. Mostly because it's always on so late. As Molina fouls this one off. It's always on so late, and so it's hard to watch. And then you got Fox, so it's fun to watch. But it gets a little harder because you want to see your players. And so if you don't have a guy in the starting lineup or something, it gets a little harder. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouls this one off. 3-2. But the All-Star game, it's harder to watch a little bit. I think All-Star games in general are a little hard to watch. As Molina strikes out swinging. So 2 away. Here in the 8th.
Up next for the National League, the designated hitter, Christian Yelich. Ladies and gentlemen,
Get another pinch hitter here in Wilson Ramos, taking over for Yelich in the DH spot. Ramos hitting .237, 12 homers, 45 RBIs on the year. But All-Star games in general, I think, are just hard to watch because, one, they just don't matter. Yeah, it's a fun exhibition to watch, the game's best players playing an exhibition game. But it's just not as exciting to watch if there was something more on the line for it. No, if it was just a regular season game, but because it's just this exhibition of the game's top stars, it can be fun to watch. I think the Home Run Derby is the part where you get to see more of the fun. That's what I was saying earlier, that have more things to showcase the players interacting, getting to know them a little better. Because that's the fun part. You get to see these stars interact with one another. You get to see the game's top players in the lineups playing together. Here's the 2-2. This is outside. 3-2 on Ramos. McCutchen waits on deck. So I think that would be more fun. Or if nothing else, be fun to go to these games maybe. I don't know. A lot of fun stuff though. Very interesting. I like the concept of the All-Star game, but it definitely needs some tweaks. Adjustment, and that misses ball 4, so that's going to load him up.
up next for the National League,
At least I believe it loads him up. Ramos trots down to first. Muto's at second.
your attention please.
We're going to get pinch hitter here in Josh Bell. Pirates first baseman, hitting .287, 20 homers, 59 RBIs. Bats with the bases loaded. Muto's at third, VR's at second. Pitch misses inside, 1-0. So the 1-0. To Bell. Rips this one well foul. Got a good piece of it, but Josh Bell has really turned himself into a good slugger for the Pirates, the switch hitting first baseman. Still a little bit lacking defensively, but offensively he's really turned things around, and if he can keep things turned around, really has a great opportunity to turn himself into one of those premier sluggers one of these days. Fouls off another pitch down the line. So the American League has just put the hurt on the National League in this game. Pair of 3-run homers. Several, really the third or fourth inning was killer for the National League. The American League just putting bat to ball. They put up roughly 8 runs in the 3rd inning, and then later Anthony Rendon in the 5th hit a 3-run homer as Bell strikes out on the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and we head to the 9th. American League still leads at 11-0 here at Dodger Stadium. They've had a dominant go today.
Your attention, please.
So VR will stay in center field.
Now playing right field.
Looks like you're going to have Yadier Molina playing first base.
Bell. Now in center field. Number 2, Jonathan Dion.
And then Josh Bell will now be in right field.
Josh Bell. Now at first base. Number 4, Yadier.
And Daniel Hudson will take over on the mound, the Washington National. 51 games this year. He's got a 5-1 record, 10 holds, 188 ERA, 59 strikeouts, 29 walks. Good batting average against 200. He'll face Franmil Reyes, 1 for 4. I think you'd see more substitutions here in the 9th inning for the American League, but they've just kind of been cruising along. Here's the first pitch from Hudson, misses low, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike. Two balls, no strike.
That pitch misses. 2-0. The count now on Franmil Reyes as Hudson gets him to swing through that fastball. 2-1. Bounces that one foul. The 2-2 lifts this one foul down the line. We'll do it again. Lots going on in the world of baseball. We're getting closer to opening day 2020. As Hudson gets Reyes to swing through, and so one away. I'm bringing up Yasmani Grandal. He's been having a good game. 1 for 3, double, pair of runs scored. Interesting to see who the player of the game is going to be. A lot of good contenders for the American League. Anthony Rendon, Marcus Semien, both with 3-run homers. Pitching in general has been very good. Yasmani Grandal scored a pair of runs as he flares this one out to shallow center field, but back goes Turner to make the catch for out number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Another pinch hitter here as Xander Bogaerts will come into the game now.
Xander Bogaerts.
2 away. Nobody aboard. Daniel Hudson trying to have a quick inning. Get to the bottom of the 9th. Fouls that pitch off, 0-1. Bogaerts with the Red Sox. He's got 26 homers in 266. 25 homers, 78 RBIs. Good year for the shortstop for the Red Sox.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's been a rough game for the National League. They've had a lot of opportunities to try to score some runs, but the pitching has just been so good for the American League that they've been able to get out of some jams. And overpower the National League hitters.
I got the count 2-2.
2-2 the count now. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Another 2-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Daniel Hudson with a clean 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th. National League needs a miracle. 12 to win it. 5-6-7 due up for them. Here as we head to the final inning.
Your attention, please.
Xander Bogaerts will stay in at second base. Coming to play second. And Liam Hendricks will look to close this thing out. 42 games this year. He's 32 for 39 in save opportunities. 4.70 ERA. He's been roughed up. 38 in the third innings. 0-5 record. 44 strikeouts, 12 walks. Starling Marte will lead things off for the National League. The Diamondbacks outfielder, 281 average, 21 homers, 61 RBIs. Having a pretty good year. And since being traded over to the Diamondbacks, pitch misses outside, 1-0. Marte with that .344 on-base percentage. Here's the 1-0 from Hendricks. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off, 1-1. We'll have a couple more days off and then figuring out what to do here on the sideline crowd. And a swing and a miss. Got him to chase down and away.
Third baseman number 2.
So there's one away here in the bottom of the 9th.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the National
Brandon Crawford will pinch it now. 211 average, 4 homers, 22 RBIs. Really a down year. Not quite sure how he made the All-Star lineup. But he's here, so probably a lot more deserving individuals in the league, but decided to keep Brandon Crawford on there. Fouls that pitch off. Here's the 0-2 to Crawford. Bounces another one foul. Oh, 2 again to Crawford. Got him swinging. Strike 3. So the National League down to their final out. Here with
The batter, number 10. Shortstop.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. They're down 11-0. They need a miracle. Can't hit a 12-run homer. So, fortunately, Justin Turner will be the last chance for the National League here. Pitch misses outside, 1-0. Well, in terms of the sideline crowd and broadcast, we've got the opening day season coming up pretty soon, in about, well, very soon, about a week or two. So, after the All-Star break, figuring out, because I would love to keep doing some of these, if nothing else, just for practice for myself, for people to watch. So, if anything, maybe we'll sim to the, as this one's lined to short, and that's your ball game. The American League trounces the National League 11-0 here at Dodger Stadium. National League shut out. American League once again getting the win. They extend that all-time lead by another game. They now lead by about 3 games over the National League. And that's a shame for the National League. Garrett Cole takes the win. Aaron Nola taking the loss. National League, American League scores 8 in the top of the third, and then 3 more in the top of the fifth. They score 11 runs on 12 hits. National League shut out, and your player of the game is Anthony Rendon. Very fitting. Had that 3-run homer in the top of the fifth, and scoring that 3-run homer, also had an RBI single. So 4 RBIs for Anthony Rendon. He goes 2 for 3. Garrett Cole goes 2 innings, gives up 2 hits. Struck out 2, walked 1. Aaron Nola gives up 7 runs on 6 hits, doesn't record an out. Notables for the All-Stars for the American League: Marcus Semien with 3-run homer, 2 runs scored. Jose Altuve 2 for 4. Samani Grandal 1 for 4 with a double and 2 runs scored. Some of the notables for the National League: Christian Yelich 1 for 2 with a walk. Andrew McCutchen had a double. JT Realmuto had a double, and Charlie Blackmon 1 for 2 with a double. So that'll do it here on the Sideline Crowd for the 2020 All-Star Game. The American League once again winning it 11-0. As I was saying before the game ended, trying to figure out, I'd love to keep doing some broadcasts. If anything else, maybe I'll sim it to the postseason, to the World Series, and see what's happening there. Who knows? But until then, we'll figure things out. Enjoy your All-Star break. We'll try to have more content here on the Sideline Crowd, figuring things out with life and everything in general. But thank you so much for all the support watching us. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at The Sideline Crowd. You are always welcome to participate with me in any way you can. And thank you so much for watching us. We'll see you next time. And just a reminder that we're not affiliated with MLB or MLB The Show or the All-Star Game or any of the teams involved with this. Just doing this as our own thing. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Skylar Timmons. Farewell.